Hey everybody, welcome back. I was really excited there to play a daily today in The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. Looks like we're playing as Lilith today, but let's look at how we finished yesterday. That's not yesterday's daily, this is yesterday's daily. Whoa, that was actually a really good performance from Kate as well. Beat everybody else on my friends list. Arumba coming in over the top of some people as well. He's coming for you, Michael A. L. Fox. Either way though, pretty good, 277, could have done better. I was talking to people about the daily on Twitter, and apparently one of the ways that you got a higher score than I got, well, I live longer, but the way that you facilitate living longer was to D4 yourself a few times, and then you actually rerolled into Judas' Shadow. You would probably die at some point, you'd respawn as Dark Judas, and then just steamroll the rest of the game. So, that's cool. I can't be mad at anybody that rerolled their Holy Mantle as the Lost and ended up getting a benefit as a result of it, because that is actually incredible. You got balls. You put your balls on the line, they didn't get chopped off. I'm not going to be mad at you. I wish I'd been I had the cojones myself to do it. So we're playing as Lilith. Surprisingly hard word to say sometimes. Lilith. We're just going to call her, we're going to call her Jill. It's not what her name is, but it's a little bit easier for me to, slip off the tongue there. This is, I mean, it seems okay right now. We'll see what happens. I do think that Lilith is worse on vanilla, regular, whatever you want to call them runs, than she is in green mode. So I'm a little wary, but it's alright. I have faith in ourselves here. I can't believe we got out of that without getting hit. I was very concerned about that, and I was thinking about popping our box of friends, but if we don't have to, I'd rather not, considering how long it takes to actually recharge. Where in the world would a secret room be? Like, this is our most logical second secret room, and it is indeed there. We'll just blow that up. We actually got a pretty good payout. That would make, like, this our most logical regular secret room. Not this. If it's not that, then it would be, like, here. It's a very weird floor in terms of its layout. There also might just not be a secret room. I mean, I gotta check here, right? Even though it's gonna cost us a consumable. I didn't think it could, but I was like, maybe? Maybe there is no secret room on this floor. I mean, we've had runs with no item rooms. So obviously there can be runs where the standard rules of, Isaac floor generation don't apply. We're getting a little overwhelmed here to start with, I'll be the first to admit. It's pretty important that we, manage to keep our economy going okay here. And by that, I basically just mean, like, we've got to be outpacing Ragman for the damage we're actually doing. And that's what I was worried about there is, we kill one spider, he just spawns another one right away. But it does give us a window to get in there and get some shots done. I'm not talking about the LMFAO style shots. I'm not talking about, one perfect shot, aka every cinematographer's favorite Twitter account. Talking about tears, baby! Good old-fashioned H2O plus saline and a little bit of sadness. That's what we're shooting at Ragman here, and we have taken him out. And a tears upgrade is absolutely fine. We will head down to the next floor. Hoping to maybe find an item room on this one. Well, we did find an item room on the last one. It was actually 10 bombs, which was good enough to facilitate some spirit hearts for us, but I got a feeling this is going to be our run where Brimstone shows up for us. Where are we going on this run? At this point, shouldn't have even tried that, but at this point, I've long since when I see the picture on our daily run icon, I'm just like, whatever. It'll give me what I need to get where I need to go. So that might be the negative, so we might be going to Shoal, or it might be the Polaroid to mean we are going to the Cathedral. I think by looking at it, it's the negative. Doesn't really make a difference in the way we tailor our runs, so the only tailor I'm gonna do on this run is Tim Taylor. Hold up, what did I mean by that? Anyway, Tim the Toolman Taylor, the greatest handyman of all time since Bob Aston Villa. We did get hit, not sweating it too much. 15 cents is awesome. I really hope that maybe we'll find the opportunity to get into our shop, and we will. The question is, do I want to use our key to go to the shop, or do I want to use our key to go to the item room? Without a donation machine, it's a bit of a tricky choice. I think I'd probably go for the item room first, but let's kill our boss and see what we get from the deal with the devil here. I'm not stoked about the fact that my damage penalty is already going to be probably higher than average. If not higher than average for competitors on this daily, at the very least higher than average for me. And, you know, that's one of the ways that we've been maximizing our score a little bit here. So I'd really like to... You know, let me put it this way, if I can get hit one last time, I can probably take every item in the game that I him and ha over, oh, is it worth the 20 points to take it, blah, 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 instead of just being kind of a, you know, Poindexter about it. We got blue cap, and then I'm super stoked to take blue cap. The shot speed down is not that meaningful for us right now. Good stuff. We will take a move on here. I need to close Gmail in the background or you're gonna get blooped all game. Blue cap was a good pickup. That's not our secret room. Like, the secret rooms, is that the theme of this run? Bullshit secret rooms? Because I'm not for it right now. Celtic Cross is probably just about on the borderline of where I'm going to be happy not only spending a key to get to it, but also perhaps foregoing our only opportunity to get to the shop. Which is not me saying that Celtic Cross is bad. It's rather me saying Celtic Cross is just good enough that I'll be okay with not being able to go to our shop if the game, you know, deems that that's the way to do it. But this is a way that we can have some divergence in this run for sure. I appreciate all the spirit hearts for sure as well, but I mean, maybe this is our secret room? Where there's just no secret rooms. I'm gonna stop looking for regular secret rooms anyway. Second secret rooms I might give a shot to. I did want to check that because it was a free bomb. Sue me, okay? The secret room cannot be adjacent to the boss fight, which is why I'm like, we're not looking even for those at all. I will use my last bombs to check this out. Come on. Don't do me dirty. That's alright. We've been done dirty, but we did get Small Rock, Tears Up, Celtic Cross, lots of Spirit Hearts here. I can live with it. Flooded Caves, well ahead of schedule for Boss Rush. Weird daily so far. Weird in that it's not weird, which is kind of a striking level of weirdness for dailies that have largely been curated so far, you know? Like, the thing that strikes me most about today's daily is the fact that nothing is that striking about it at all, you know? It's just your standard, like, Johnny used to work at the docks, you know? It's like we're scrounging for everything that we can get here, you know? Keys are not easy to come by, but we gotta hold on to what we got. Doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. Question mark pill. Not totally sure about that one yet. Plenty of time left to unravel Afterbirth's more, you know, ambiguous mysteries. We got a key. I'm gonna make the same mistake I made last time and go to our item room instead of our shop so that we don't have to spend money. Did I? Oh, I completely bypassed this guy earlier. With only 15 cents, I think this is the right decision, by the way, because we can buy a key, but we can't buy any more items, so... Or we can't buy any more consumables, I should say. So, Gemini as a pickup is fine. Will it get doubled? Or not doubled, but at least iterated upon? Incremented might be a better way to describe it with Box of Friends. I would assume the answer to that question is probably yes. Another key does allow us to go to the shop. Is this, no, it's not XL, it's just Curse of the Maze, so shouldn't be that long. Apparently we've already been to our shop because of the fact that we, walked through, or teleported through this room accidentally. Nightlight. For some reason I thought that was pay to play. Nightlight also just completely broke Curse of Darkness, which is cool, but mostly I think Nightlight is a pretty good item. I was kind of hoping it was pay to play. I know pay to play looks differently, it's got like the coin slot instead, but I wanted that so we didn't have to worry about our keys anymore, but life goes on. You know, Nightlight is also still pretty good. Kind of an active applied tier effect. It's the slow, obviously, so I'm for it. Just keep enemies as far back as is humanly possible. And we'll fight our boss and hopefully get kind of a cheap deal with the devil that we may or may not deserve. At least now we have one of every consumable. We might explore a little bit more on this floor, but, you know, I've been really tight with Boss Rush. A double Gemini and double Incubus is actually like a pretty good amount of damage. It's also like the ideal concert in 2001. Gemini may or may not be a band that exists, but I have to imagine that they probably do based on, you know, the ubiquity of that word. No deal with the devil, but Squeezy plus Spirit Hearts is fine. I think because we've seen all the special rooms we're likely to see on that floor, we'll bank our 2-minute advantage and try to use that 2-minute advantage to our advantage once we get down to, like, the Depths 2. Or the Depths XL or whatever it is. Because we've really been, like, 1959, get into that boss rush room as quickly as you can, and that's been causing I wouldn't say problems. A lot of our scores when we've done that have been pretty good, but it's been causing a little bit of stress on the runs for sure. You know, stress is the silent killer, man. We gotta keep... Last thing I need in my life is to get stressed over a freaking video game here, you know? Adult life is, it's got a lot of freedom. It's also got a lot of responsibility, you know? It's full of its own unique stressors. So, I'm not gonna get stressed out over the Binding of Isaac Rebirth here. I can get stressed out over the price of Jace Vern's Prodigy in Magic the Gathering instead. I mean, holy Christ, how can the standard environment possibly keep a card at $60? It's ridiculous. Anyway, long story short, I'm not gonna burden you with my incredible worries. Instead, we're gonna fight the Fallen and get an awesome item guaranteed. Yeah, mostly worked out according to plan. We got the Mark. We will take the Eternal Heart, and I think we should kill the Angel statue because we get a bonus for it. And our damage is good enough to not feel like this is gonna put us behind the 8-ball. I think. Oh, I walked right into it. Thank you, Celtic Cross, though. Like, picking up the Mark by itself is such a nice DPS increase. I, again, should not have been hit there, but life goes on. We got our key. The key lowered our points by, like, 10. I don't know what I was really excited about in getting this, but life goes on. Now we have, like, a 4-minute advantage. So, I think we really should take the time to explore on this floor. Get some money, you know, kill some enemies. You do get a lot of points for unexplored rooms. You get points for killing enemies. Might get a tarot card that makes our life easier. We might just instead use a bomb to blow up an enemy. A get out of jail free card, Open Sesame. Okay, I don't know what this does, but it says, it didn't say like free entry or free exit or something like that. So I'm thinking that what this likely means is I could open up one room that I couldn't otherwise open and escape. Or maybe not even escape, maybe get into it. But Blank Rune has given us the gauze, was that it? I don't know. Obviously not the gauze because we didn't gain any HP, but I think we maybe, like, initially my reaction is, oh, use this to get out of boss rush. I don't really want to get out of boss rush on a daily challenge, so instead I'm like, use it to get out of a mob trap room? If there is a mob trap room available, I wouldn't mind. I'm not going to get that chest, but I wouldn't mind using this to get out of it. At the very least as well, it would give us the chance to test it, right? Like, we could actually see if it does what it's supposed to do. There, we actually do have a secret room here for once, and we got enough bombs on it to make it worthwhile. Still like 2.5 minutes ahead of schedule, and we've got high damage, so, you know, all signs point to being able to get the boss rush here. Which is nice. Well, I wonder... No, I can't get into this room. You think get out of jail free will open this door? I'm gonna try it. It did open the door so I can get in here. Was it worth it? Like, yes, from trading a tarot card for a decent amount of resources kind of context. Definitely not from, like, an opportunity cost standpoint, because, you know, we could probably get more creative with our use of the get out of jail free card. But now that we know roughly what it does, and I'm going to assume that that's just open all doors adjacent to the room that you're in, we can start, you know, brewing some kind of interesting ideas for what to do there. But for now, at least we know what it does, and we got some value out of it, potentially. Hematemesis is a good pill to know that it exists. Not a good pill to necessarily use right now, but good to know it exists. Yeah, you know what? I will check. You never know. It could be an Emperor card or something that might end up proving valuable. Is that always the Magician? I don't think it's always the Magician. Don't let yourself get tricked there. We're still like a minute and a half ahead of schedule. Now I'm excited that I banked that time on the last floor, because if I had not, might have been a little touchy here. Bomb and a key for 2 bombs. Could be worse. Let's head down to the next floor. Minute and 15 seconds. I apologize for tunnel visioning a little bit towards boss rush. It's kind of a necessity, but I'm loosening up my score interests on daily challenges. You might have noticed, you know, I'm picking up items that I don't necessarily consider essential, and that's because, you know, 20 points as a penalty is not worth the, you know, I wouldn't even say stress, but it's not worth thinking about. Just pick it up. It's 20 seconds basically of your time. It's much smarter, I think, to just pick up the item. Maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. Best case scenario, if you don't like it, maybe you can use it as part of the, you know, the package that gets re-rolled. That's interesting. If we get like a Hanged Man card, that would be nice. But We can use it as a package that gets rerolled if we get the D100 or something like that. But for now, I was like, fucking, it's making me, like, it's making me focus on stuff in the game that I don't want to focus on, you know? Part of the most fun stuff in Rebirth and Afterbirth is doing these runs where you pick up items and see what kind of zany combinations you get. If we're not picking up all the items that we get that aren't actually god-awful for us, like, we're losing sight of the real goal here, I think, which is to have fun and to be entertaining, so I've loosened up on that a little bit. I have had some people, and I've mentioned this a couple times, they're like, hey, you know, if you don't like the dailies, why are you even doing the dailies? I like the dailies, there's just some things I take a little issue with, but I really like that we have kind of like a mutual point of, like, discussion. You know, everybody has the same drops on the daily, everybody has the same everything, basically, on the daily, so the only thing that changes is the way you play and the decisions you make, so that's, you know, in that way, I'm like, it justifies playing them because I like them more than I have, you know, minor kind of complaints about them for the most part. Almost got hit there. I am stoked to get a cube of meat because every time we use Ball of Bandages, that'll allow us to double our cube of meats. I have no idea what Blue Detonator does, by the way. It might be incredibly good, but I'm probably going to skip it just because, like, I imagine it's a spacebar item, and I don't want to pick up a spacebar item when we're definitely going to be wanting to stick with Box of Friends. In my opinion, at least. I feel like Box of Friends is what we want. We have seen our item room. This is a little ballsy, and some people might even call it stupid, but I'm actually going to look for our second secret room. I was hoping to get the skull there as well. And I'm just going to head down to the next floor. And the reason is we're strong, and we have 5.5 minutes for Depths 2. That's enough for me. Dank Depths 2, sorry. That's enough for me to know that we're going to be able to make boss rush pretty much no matter what. So I'm very happy with my ability to make this decision. We can hopefully, you know, mine up a bunch of stuff on this floor, and by mine, I just mean, like, pick up a bunch of consumables to justify having 5 minutes here, but we can't not go to boss rush. Like, it's the thing that allows you to get the half-decent scores, basically. One makes you small. Bad trip. I wish we did. Okay, we got out in time for bad trip to be the only thing that hurt us, so I'm not too salty about that. We were gonna get hit anyway. We did pick up One Makes You Small, which is another pill that I feel is probably borderline worth it. If we hadn't taken any damage for it, it would have been better, but whatever. Life goes on, right? Yeah, so as much as I'm not focusing on score, boss rush is still definitely something that I'm interested in because it gives you score. And also, I've been training for boss rush forever, and now finally it carries some import, so... Can you use it like that? Carry some import? You could definitely say carry some importance, but... I don't know, carry some import just seems like a much more regal way to say what I'm trying to say there. And I can't help but have the feeling that I may actually end up being very pleased with the fact that I gave myself enough time down here, because... You know, we're going pretty leisurely, and it's not like we have insignificant damage, but I like that we're in a little bit more of a casual mode right now. We don't have to absolutely rush through every room. We don't have to bomb every single skull to try to get mapping. I do hate these enemies over and over, though. Well, it's just the one. That's not so bad. And we'll keep it moving here. I mean, I'm hesitant to use Box of Friends, even though I probably should be using it more frequently. Because we might find our boss room soon. Ooh, a judgment. You know what? Even though it costs us consumables and is probably bad from a score standpoint, I don't mind playing this judgment and hoping to get some kind of payout. Even the key by itself is fairly good. And then the compass, exactly what I would have wanted there, to be honest with you. So let's go back, and now we can take a look for what we're looking for here. Which is, first and foremost, item room and shop. Might as well use this on this room. Oh man, that was very poor on my part. Amnesia. Well... You know, it is bad, but I'm not too salty about it because we did just get the compass anyway. So we saw where we were going, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Sure, we got a few bombs. Let's try to blow some of this stuff up. Got a world card, magician, hanged man. Hanged man probably the most useful among them. The world card, maybe because we have... the compass, so it would basically give us... I mean, actually, at this point, it makes the compass kind of irrelevant, I guess. But, it could be worth giving a try, but... I think our boss room is down here. Basically, I think the Hanged Man is more useful because we'll actually get some active benefit out of it. Ooh, that could be even better, though. 2 of Hearts. Ah, it's a little bit of a tough choice, actually. It's tempting in both directions, but I think I'll take Hanged Man. Oh, Daddy Longlegs, well worth it. I'll take Hanged Man in the hopes of making boss rush easier, because we won't have to worry about creep. And I do think that sure, but why not? We'll take Faded Polaroid now. I do think that Hanged Man is probably worth more than the Chariot on boss rush as well. We have turned invisible sometimes. I wonder if the Faded Polaroid makes it so that sometimes enemies just can't see you. So we got plenty of time here. To be fair, definitely could have taken a couple of extra minutes. Well, probably like an extra minute if we're being comfortable. But we could have taken an extra minute or so on an earlier floor. Probably Caves 1, maybe. Caves 2. Either way, I'm happy that we got kind of a leisurely boss rush setup here. And we should remember, like, the reason I'm not using Box of Friends is because we're going to use it on boss rush, and it's going to be much more valuable for us there when we're fighting, you know, 50 enemies instead of 1. But we'll be able to use Box of Friends, like, a lot on the boss rush, which will make it easier. I found that boss rush is actually pretty easy as Lilith. We are going to fight the angel statue, which is kind of like a little too close for comfort. But I figured, like, why not get the key? If we're so close to getting the key, why not get the key? Does it provide us with any benefit? No, I don't think it does, to be honest with you. But I find it, you know, I want to add my own personal fun to this run if we can. And I think this is one way that we can do so. We got a consumable out of it as well. That's one way that we can do so without, you know, compromising our chances. So we got Virgo and Lifesteal. I think we take Virgo here. Occasional invincibility is going to be potentially pretty valuable. Where did we get Little Brimstone? That must be from Cambion Conception. I still don't even know how that item fully works, except that when we take damage, we get a chance to spawn a consumable that sticks with us. Something along those lines. Whenever you get the opportunity, we are going to absolutely blow up as much TNT as we can. And again, expect that boss rush will be easy for us here, or at least not too difficult, based on the fact that we're going to have a lot of friendly familiars with us here. I mean, we already have a 3rd level Bandage Girl on our side as well here. Now we have a 4th level Bandage Girl on our side. Pretty soon we're going to get our, like, 2nd, 4th level Bandage Girl on our side. We do only get 1 Gemini, though? That's weird to me, because we've had 2 Geminis before. Of course, if we could only say that we don't want 1 familiar, Gemini would... Oh, that was extremely dumb. Gemini would probably be the one we don't want, because it's the weakest out of all of them. Lowest range, possibly lowest damage, etc., etc. But at the same time, I paid for the fucking Geminis. I want them. You know, I might not like pickles on my burger, but if 50% of the margin is going to a pickle here, I want my fucking pickle. Also, I love pickles on burgers, or just pickles in general. If you don't want your pickles, give me your pickles. I'll take them. Alright. This guy is totally screwed. Another charge for us. It's like our 5th Little Brimstone, and it's just getting easier. This wall is fantastic. Oh, we charmed him, so we didn't even get to jump as close as he probably would have liked. I can't believe we killed the other enemy before Gish. Like, Little Brimstone should be hitting everything in its path. The fact that we got another enemy killed before Gish is a little amazing to me. But this wall of Little Brimstones is beautiful. Don't jump. Don't jump. We're done. Okay. I wonder if we can kill the adversary before he can do anything. We can kill the adversary before he can do anything. Oh, it was a little close. He's disrupted my wall. Man, if only we could carry this with us forever. Gotta be getting fairly close to the end of, oh, it's the Frail. Gotta be getting fairly close to the end of boss rush here, to be honest with you. Yeah, there it is. We get piercing shots and a speed upgrade, which is actually pretty good, I think. Let's head down to the next floor. Making good time. We're only going to Shoal here. I don't think there's any way we can scum it up and go further. Maybe if we got, like, the shovel or something. So, at this point, I'm kind of like, you know, I hate to say it, but we're pretty much just going to bum rush our way to the boss fight. Because there's not really too much keeping us here from any other perspective, you know? We might as well just go for it. Sure, I'll use it to Gazrud. We have the compass, so we can afford to go a little faster. That might be one of the better ways to distinguish our possible time here. But this is also one of the runs where I'm like, everybody's going to have a good score here. This is, unlike yesterday's run where, you know, a lot of people are going to be weeded out early. And that's not me saying, oh, I'm so good, because you've seen me do some dailies where I was part of the crew that got weeded out early, right? This is one where I think there's a very high likelihood that the majority of people win, or at least a lot of people win, and I think there's a very high likelihood that a lot of people made it to boss rush as well. So I think this is going to be one of the ones where like 200 points separates like 1,000 people, so that's alright though. Was it a fun daily? Like, that's the #1 criteria right now, and yeah, I mean, it's been a fun daily so far. I'm having a good time with it. Any run where you get Lilith and like a lot of familiars is cool. It does seem like with Lilith, you're weighted to get a lot more familiars, but that might just be Cambian Conception working as intended, right? So I'm not going to worry too much about backtracking and exploring. I'm going to play pretty much the rest of this run from like a, you know, my own Northern Lion-y perspective. We have no bombs available. I wish that we did. So we could fight one more angel statue. But finally, we got a bonus. We got a Seraphim, which is a familiar that follows you around, and I think it shoots with your tears. But it will, oh my god, a dice room. 2 double key rooms right next to one another. It's a 6 room. Let's see what we got in our other double key room first, before we go too wild here. Wow, okay. We're gonna lose Box of Friends on that 6 room, which is what's a little annoying, but I'm gonna do it anyway because that's who I am. Okay, so we got like Tiny Planet, Magic Mush, Poison Effect, Mr. Mega, Cluster Bombs, Rubber Cements. These are not Ipecac shots, which is extremely comforting. Proptosis, maybe? Or maybe just like a $3 bill effect? Should pick that up, but we're gonna have a chance anyway. This is better. I think it's better, at least. It's not quite as cool, but it's not like an uncool run. Like, the poison effect is neat. We still have an incubus following us around, it looks like. Maybe we are still blind, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Functionally, at least. Yeah, this is a neat reroll. This is kind of like, you know, the reroll you can be happy with. You're just like, this is fun. This is fine. By the way, we're not going to do Hush, because Hush doesn't give you any points. Now, you might be saying, oh, NL, I thought your whole run wasn't going to be dictated by points. Yeah, I don't like fighting Hush. For the most part, I don't like fighting Hush. If it offered points, I might consider it as a necessity for competing. But because it, you know, the way I've heard it is that only one of Boss Rush or Hush can count for points. So Hush is worth like 5555, I should say. And Boss Rush is worth 4444. So you are missing out on 1,000 points by doing Boss Rush instead of Hush. But Boss Rush I find, well, way easier to swing. Way less of a wild card, and maybe a lot more fun as well. So I'm just gonna ignore the Hush fight and move along, basically. If you got, again, not to turn this into my own personal soapbox. I can't fathom a reason why you wouldn't give points for Hush and Boss Rush. They both put you at a serious disadvantage. Not only from a time standpoint, but especially the Hush fight puts you at a serious disadvantage from a health standpoint. If someone can do both, I think they should be rewarded, even if that someone isn't me. So, you know, that's my own personal philosophy about these dailies, and people have let me know that they don't necessarily agree with me, and that's fine. But I'm just explaining why I'm not going to do the Hush on this run, which is that it's a boss fight. I'm not necessarily, I wouldn't say I'm not a fan of it, but it's more like, you know, like it puts me at risk of not being able to finish the actual run, like beating Satan in this case. So I'm like, nah, man. If we got points for it, I might throw my hat in the ring. But without that, life goes on. Good. Good bomb. Cluster bombs did nothing. When I said good bomb, I maybe got a little ahead of myself. The bomb was not that good. Probably going to take a little damage here. We have Holy Mantle? I don't know if we have Holy Mantle, but I think I got hit and didn't get hit, if that makes sense. So, it's possible, I suppose. And we're pretty much done with this fight already. That's going to be the end of today's daily. Might as well pick up the red heart. Extra 20 points, baby. That's the end of today's daily. It was a good one. Wait a minute. No, it's not. Oh, it's the cross that shows you that it's the end. It's the Polaroid that shows you you're going to the dark room. My mistake. Well, you know, adding in the dark room does make it a little more likely that maybe we're going to be, I wouldn't say in the minority, but we're going to have a little bit more of a competitive advantage for even making it this far. So I'm fairly stoked about that. We're also extremely tiny, which is good on paper, but can be bad if you know, lose some dodging efficacy because you can't see yourself. But mostly, I think it's kind of funny, so we'll roll with that. And we should have a pretty easy fight against the lamb. I'm glad that this run has gone on. Oh, man. Deadeye. That's going to suck pretty bad, I think, because we're going to miss a lot. But, I'm excited that this run got to go further because it was fun. And the full run reroll didn't kill it, which is great as well. Oh, Bloody Lust, too, huh? Hermit card. Let's just pop the Hermit, see where we end up. Why don't you sit on my lap and we'll talk about what pops up? Yuck. I think that's like an old line, but I think I remember Fox made this movie in like, not Fox Searchlight, like my friend Michael L. Fox made this movie in like 9th grade where he says that. I can't remember. No, I remember when. It's a completely different thing altogether. It's not like it's trying to keep it a secret or anything. It's just that now we're getting to the point where it's like it's a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. You don't know who it is, so it's okay. Let's take the rosary for no reason. And let's fight the angel for no reason. Especially on this tiny-ass room. I don't know if we get points for that, but we've now done the dirty here. And there's our boss fight, so we're completely fine. Probably. Every time we get hit, we do more damage as well, so I'm not gonna be too salty about this. Mom's locket. You feel her love. Alright, keep ourselves just moving to side here. It's been a while since I had a lamb fight that I didn't just crush immediately, so I'm a little bit not really remembering 100% what the patterns are exactly. You know what? Life goes on. That's okay. We are going to win. One phase of the lamb is deceased. The other phase of the lamb is deceased. Popped a strength card for some extra points. Oh, I didn't pick up that red heart, though. But hey, this is, you know, it's pretty much where I expected to be on the daily here. It was like, everyone's going to have a pretty good score. We're in 300th. The daily's like 12 hours old. That's pretty good. I can live with it. 623rd on time. Also pretty good considering we weren't really rushing. Let's see how the daily looks. I know that Bear, unfortunately, like, restarted his run. Like, his video fucked up, so he tried to restart his run, and you just can't do that on daily, so I'm not going to hold that 8-11 against him. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.